I just wanted to say thank you for all those folks who joined us at MSSA. It was an absolutely amazing time. If I'm not mistaken, the count is well over about 1,200 people in attendance. It was absolutely amazing. Enjoyed it. Um, if folks have any feedback for us, I'd be more than happy to entertain that and talk about some of the things that happened. Wanted you to know that the Black Lives Matter documentary Part One is complete. So if you're interested in that, you'll start seeing some advertising for that coming up. Also, for any of our other videos that we showed at the conference, those also be available. So, hipster racism, which I really had a fun time putting together and developing. Um, we haven't finished the America. I was born human and America made me black. We haven't finished that set of videos yet, but look for that to come out in the next couple of months. And we're really just excited to have been with you guys at MSSA. It is absolutely by far my favorite conference. And it's my favorite conference because we get the opportunity to have real conversations with folks who have real impact on people's lives. And so, as we've been engaging in these conversations, a few things have come up for me that I just wanted to share with you. One of which is this whole idea of racism and its relationship to the concept of race. And as I'm doing my research, one of the things that's developing for me or kind of falling out for me is this idea or this concept that racism, in fact, is an economic system where race becomes the currency. And so when we look at race and racism in that way, then we must ask ourselves, are we contributing to the system or are we fighting against the system? Do we use the currency of race to advance either the system itself, to advance ourselves at the expense of people who are being exploited because of this currency of race? And so when we start thinking about that, and I like that way of thinking because the it takes out the guilt and shame around this concept of race, but actually empowers us to start looking at how do we deconstruct that. Do I want to operate in this economic system called racism? And it becomes very obvious the kinds of things that I need to do, could do, and should do to undermine, dismantle, and disrupt that economic system of racism, which is not spend my currency, or be very clear about how I spend my currency so that it is engaging and benefiting my worldview as well as a worldview that could include other people, right? So those things are extremely important. And we also have to understand that like any man-made system, there is a purpose, there is a rationale, there are architects to these systems, and we have to identify those so that we can deconstruct, destroy, and dismantle that particular economic system. There are some other epiphanies that have come up as we've kind of done more in-depth academic scholarly study of racism and colonialism and imperialism and how those things show up today and who's responsible and how do we make those changes to make sure that we get the kind of society that benefits all of us. And so we'll keep talking about that. I also want to remind you that you know this is coming out of kind of this Black Lives Matter movement. It's coming out of this All Lives Matter movement, and really trying to find this middle ground between those two concepts because they don't have to be mutually exclusive. As a matter of fact, I would say that they're mutually inclusive. At any rate, I'm going off on a tangent. This is Andre Cohen. I want to say thank you so much for joining us in this newsletter, and we look forward to seeing who you become. Until next time, Andre.